And welcome back to Judgment. Got another text from Amane, so let's see what's going on there. That was nice.
Why would you not go, like, directly to the Prime Minister for that?
Don't know.
Like, imagine how useful you'd be for, like, any celebrity.
Right? Just be on their payroll. Like,
Yeah.
you know, just be paid to do your thing and keep them safe.
Do you think her powers work over, like, Skype or Zoom?
I don't know.
Because, like, I don't think it's ever mentioned if she has to be within, like, close proximity, like, physical proximity. So really, not to say that, like, she needs to do this specifically for money or anything, but if she wanted to become rich, like, super quick and, like, super legitimately, yeah, just start a Zoom business. Get on my Skype call or Discord or whatever. And next thing you know, you're giving out. But then, like, then everybody starts cheating death.
Is that a bad thing, though?
I mean, yes. Because depending on how you view, like, cause and effect, or just, like, the machinations of the universe, if you prevent your death somewhere because someone told you to do, like, the right thing, we'll say, then, like, was that what's supposed to happen? Or does it become, like, a really fucked up, like, Final Destination where everything starts trying to kill you?
Oh, man.
Like,
I don't know.
Imagine if in this universe, like, death is an actual entity. Like, death would be really pissed off at you.
Are you sure you're not just describing Final Destination to me?
I mean, maybe. But also, like, I'd be brushing up on my chess skills at this point.
Also, for this date, Amane wears this fancy dress, and this is the only time she'll do that. I don't think you can have her wear it when you ask her out on a date after you finish her romance.
Got it.
So hey, let's go to the casino. Play a nice round of poker.
You know, I guess too, like, her calamities aren't specifically about death either.
Yeah, they're just kind of things that are gonna happen. They just manifest in weird warning signs.
The fact that you're going to a casino to exploit her for this power seems a little out of character for Yagami.
A little, but I don't think he really is planning on, like, cheating. In any case, I lost, so...
Wow.
You know, I'm thinking about it. Since we're in the post-game now, it's kind of weird that the casino is back up and running.
Look, it's a business. They can't go, you know, they have to have an income.
Right, but it's an illegal business that the feds know about now.
Which is exactly why it would go back up ASAP. They're just using the proceeds that they make to pay off the cops.
Very well.
And we already know that they're pretty corrupt in this town.
True. Up until very recently, they had 2 dirty cops on payroll.
Well, at least.
Yeah, didn't I say at least? Well, if I didn't, I meant to say at least 2.
Right, right.
So yeah, sounds like Amane's got a regular customer. I wonder who that could be.
I would have loved it if she'd said it's some Genda-san dude.
That, you know what? I think that would be a way more enjoyable than
That's
what
true.
it actually turns out to be.
Yes. Yagami-san?
Ah, yes, like those famous cowboys of Tokyo.
See, Japanese cowboy. Just doesn't have the same ring to it.
I...
Honestly, I really wish these conversations were voiced.
Yeah.
They just feel so empty.
Huh?
It's kind of like, so I picked up Disco Elysium recently.
Yeah?
Pretty interesting game. I mean, great. So far, I like the writing a lot. But it does kind of the same thing as Judgment, where you'll maybe have like this starting paragraph and maybe a paragraph further down that are both voiced in the conversation, but everything else is just plain text, like to read everything else. Now, I'm kind of a Philistine, and I don't really like reading a whole ton, because either I just can't get into it all that much, but it just always feels like weird to have that sort of rapid transition. I guess I'm just used to, if a character begins a conversation by talking to me, I kind of expect, or at least assume, that that character will continue talking until they're done. And then if the next time I talk to them, they don't have a voice line, then it's like, okay, we've had that one special conversation, now we go into, you know, regular stuff or whatever.
Right.
But when it's just like 1 or 2 lines, especially in Judgment's case, it definitely feels, I don't know. It just feels like I'm reading a book instead, and there's just like some nice music in the background. Like I'm not actually part of the scene, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Hey.
Like, you could do a lot with the medium of video games. But this isn't... I don't think this is really you taking video games and using them to their fullest potential.
I think it's also strange too, because Judgment being a console game, I guess it's probably not more matter of they have empty space on the disc that they could fill.
Really?
It probably comes down to like budget and how much they want to pay certain actors for how much work they can do, or time constraints and all that.
Certainly.
True.
But it just, I mean, it feels like a lost opportunity, you know?
Mm-hmm. Anyway,
So we're helping them
Yeah.
off?
well, Amane is.
Yagami-san.
It just seemed like, you know, I was talking about like Zoom conversation or whatever. I wanted to mention about how it's like, okay, well, how do you prove that the people who are going to talk to you over these voice comms for video conversations, like how do you prove they're nice people, right?
Right, right.
Like even if you can tell the future and you help save people, would it still be your
But-
job, or is it unjust to not tell a bad person what their future may have in store?
Oh, you're talking about that moral dilemma. Like, if you're a doctor and you have someone who is very obviously a bad person on your operating table, you know, that kind of thing.
Well, I guess not not really in the same sense, because as a doctor, I don't know, presumably if they're injured, then like you can either handcuff them or I don't know, something. But like when you wouldn't even be involved in their calamity, which also may not be actually fatal, right?
Mm-hmm.
So it's like, at what point do you say, like, I can't help you because you're a bad person?
I don't know.
Because it's far more than just, like, you're saving a life, but that life is a terribly led one or could lead to other issues. This is, like, if you help them, this could just be as simple as, like, keeping their business, you know, in check.
Right.
I'm afraid not.
Wow.
That's cold, Amane.
Been
That's
there.
cold.
Got the t-shirt. A friend. Ugh, and then he clutches his heart.
She didn't even call. Oh, never mind. Wait, no, he's calling us a friend. She called us an acquaintance.
I mean, if
You
she
know-
stopped, couldn't she just predict her own calamity?
Yeah, she probably could. Also, I was gonna say, calling her out for going along with a bunch of criminals feels kinda hollow to me, considering, you know, Yagami's ties to the Matsugane.
But they're good bad Yakuza. I mean, I guess you could maybe make the case that if it was actually Matsugane's clan, then they wouldn't be so bad, because they seemed like pretty harmless. Like they were, it seemed more like they were goofs who just happened to be making it as Yakuza in the world, and not Hamura, who was the actual leader, where he was actually like doing a lot of bad stuff.
True. Under Hamura's influence, the Matsugane were not exactly the nicest of people.
Mm. Also, have to admit, I mean, it's taken this long in the game, so obviously it's not the biggest issue, but why is it that when you pull up your phone, the person who messages you is not at the top?
I don't know. I wish it did that too, now that you mentioned it.
It just, like, every time I see you go through it, it's like, wait. Damn it, Ryan.
Also, that last conversation was, me trying to see what happens if you tell Amane that, yes, you do have a girlfriend. She just kind of rolls with it. That's fine, we're business partners, right? So yeah, there you have it. None of the girls you can date in this game actually give a shit, I guess.
It seems so weird to ask that sort of thing.
It really does.
As I owe you a great debt. Okay, this is just getting kind of weird.
Just a little bit. Alright, let's collect on that debt, I guess.
Yagami-san. But
It has been replaced by a bull calamity.
Oh no!
Mess with it and you get the horns. I would have loved if there was a cow nearby.
oh,
So yeah, our calamity's gone, but she's very, very troubled about that for some reason.
I'm starting to think that the calamity was just we were like really hungry for Kobe beef, but if we'd had Kobe beef, it wouldn't have been as good as what we would have wanted it to be, and we would have sworn off of it for the rest of our life.
Oh no.
I know, tragic, really.
huh?
Man, now I want some Kobe beef.
I don't think I've ever had Kobe beef. I go to
It's
Japan.
very good.
Yeah, if I go
Very
to
good.
Japan, I have
Very,
to
very tender.
Hmm.
have to get some someday.
It's
Very
totally worth it. Just like, or worth trying to hunt a place down.
Hmm.
Last time I went, we ended up getting some Kobe beef skewers in Shibuya, and those were all right, but they weren't
Okay.
as good as like the some Kobe beef steaks I had like 3-4 years ago.
For some reason, I just like
Yes.
I'd really like to try a Kobe beef burger.
That sounds like it'd be super tender, super good.
Yeah.
That's true.
Are these cuts yours, or do we just like keep teleporting around?
The only cut I've made in the past like 2 to 5 minutes was cutting out the darts game.
Right.
We really are just kind of teleporting to random locales.
I like to think that Yagami is just passing out.
Yes.
She's like, I owe him a great favor. Guess I'll carry him to the cafe.
Yes. Huh?
Don't know if this this conversation is supposed to be devoid of music or not, but it makes it feel even more awkward.
Well, I mean, we've had this like a bunch of times in the game. At this point, I'm like numb to it. It's just like, another
Yagami-san?
section where I can just hear text scrolling.
You mean that?
Why is it that Amane is the only one this has happened to?
What do you mean?
Well, the conversation was locked.
I don't know.
It's like the second time this happens.
I really don't know. Like maybe they just didn't want to write a second dialogue box or something.
Yeah, Yagumi's getting bored. Stretching the neck. I don't. I don't think that's how that's supposed to work, Yagami.
You mean you don't just do a 180 when you look all the way down?
I must admit, I am not an owl. I only pretend to be one on TV.
I wonder, that has to be a bug, right?
The neck thing or the conversation thing?
The neck thing.
I thought you were gonna say both. I don't know. I think it's just. If I had to guess, I would say it's something along the lines of nobody ever did it. So we didn't know it was a thing.
That's what I'm thinking too. Because it's so easy to forget that you can even do this.
No.
So yeah, Amane is troubled because she can no longer see calamities.
Oh, is this gonna be a thing where, like, Amane can't see calamities because she's fallen in love and love cancels out their power or whatever?
You're like 70% of the way there, I think.
I'm
Yeah,
not so sure.
they did the same thing in, what James Bond movie? Live and Let Die. It was the same. Some lady can read tarot cards, uses to tell people's future, and then she falls in love with James Bond, and then she loses her powers because she falls in love.
Huh.
Yeah.
Was this the actual Bond girl of the movie, or...?
Yes. Although I think that movie
Okay.
had, like, 2 Bond girls, technically, but anyways. It was at a time when Roger Moore, like, wasn't as goofy as he was in some of the later
Thank you
movies.
so much.
So it was, like, still an alright movie. Also, it had Baron Samedi, and, I mean, who doesn't love that guy?
Very well.
Huh? Ah!
Certainly.
That seemed like a very weird exchange between him and the thug.
I legitimately don't know what beef that guy has with Yagami.
Well, like, even if there was beef, like, that's what I'd like to know. It's like, okay, I kind of expect, like, an investigation to start at this point. Like, I'm waiting for someone to come out of a building and yell objection.
Yeah, that conversation's just very awkward.
Play. Oh.
You're a bit early for that one.
Yeah. You know, the way things have been going, you wouldn't want it to come back. Why would you want a calamity to come back?
I think Yagami's just trying to tempt fate because he doesn't believe in it. Like, after the thing is just gone.
I think he's just using the calamity to get close to Amane.